The Garden Atrium is a completed net zero sustainable development in Southeast Virginia. The Garden Atrium homes provide all the power and water you'll need to essentially eliminate utility bills. Solar panels provide 5 kilowatts of power, enough to provide 100% of the home's electricity needs and power for an electric car. The homes all have south-facing skylights that bring in sufficient heat such that the backup heating system may only come on a few times a year on the very coldest of winter nights. The homes also use rainwater for all non-potable water, such as toilets and hose bibs. This reduces the water bills from the usual $90 a month that most homeowners pay in this area to about $4 a month. Inside the home, large leaf plants soak up carbon dioxide and emit oxygen, while other plants pull toxins out of the air. And the homes are also built with non-off-gassing materials as well.
Okay, the reason I like to live here is because it's like you're surrounded by plants. Like it's kind of like you're outside while you're inside because like all of the plants are surrounding you, and it's just really cool to have see the different kinds of plants instead of having them like an outside garden. You have an inside garden, and like all the natural light that's coming in. We don't use a lot of like lamps or anything because we have a lot of sunlight.
So we've always been eco-friendly, but what drew us most to this place was actually just the pure beauty of it. When we walked in during an open house, just took our breath away. It was an absolutely beautiful place to live. I can look out at the stars at night when I'm going to bed. I can wake up in the morning and see a garden, right in front of my eyes without even having to step outside. The kids just love, being able to walk around and see greenery, and they think it's just a normal place to live, but it's absolutely beautiful.
So things that you don't necessarily always want to have in a house, but you could have. What will be the key features of the next generation of garden atriums? So to briefly summarize what a next project would do, one, it would be more affordable. And two, and part of that is economies of scale. And if you Google rule of 150, you find that for most of us, there's about 150 people that we actually know at a pretty good level. And the average home is 2.2, so next project I would take it up to 150 people, which is 68 homes, and that would give us a little better economy of scale. And those could be done in multiples as well. But it also means we need a professional development company that can do larger scale. Second thing it needs is the inn, and the inn allows us to offer as one alternative a deluxe one-bedroom home for the empty nesters or the millennials that would love a deluxe one-bedroom the way we're talking about. And third is increased amount of food, permaculture food. And that means we need acreage with a farmer doing it, and we need a greenhouse to extend the growing season, and we need a cannery so people can come in, and if you remember the old ball jars and stuff that your great-grandmothers used to store things, that we would have that on site as well. The question then is, how do you create a more affordable garden atrium? There's two big steps. First is, if I need to maintain a certain quality, then I've got to reduce the size. And we have a good plan for doing that. And not only do we have a plan for doing that, but it matches two of the biggest growth buying markets. Millennials are looking for smaller spaces that are comfortable, quality is there, but size is a lot smaller, right? And millennials are a big growth market right now. And the second one are the boomers that are retiring, empty nesters, basically. They want to have a smaller environment, so there's less maintenance, less upkeep, and they, of course, do have more money to spend. But if we can keep the price down, then we're going to attract those two markets, and those are huge markets.
something that you haven't seen before. It's a home that is obviously under a roof, but you're also surrounded by plants, and so it's really calming, it's really homey, and it's something that is unique and different. And so people my age were really going after things that are different, stuff we haven't seen before, and this really captures that.
If a major company wants to remain a leader in its field, as Boeing and Apple and McDonald's have done, it needs to regularly test new products and new deliveries to stay ahead of its competitors. Garden Atriums is a new product, clearly. It's proven in the industry, and while the image of sustainability is a positive word, words like sustainability or even green are not measurable. Net zero or 100% is measurable, and Garden Atriums is a measurably proven technical product. It's also proven in the marketplace. While it's a prototype development, we did finish in the black.
We approached this project as designers. Stu's an architect, I'm an interior designer by training. We were national consultants, so we went all over the country, Stu teaching people how to get business for their firms. And because of that, we had a unique opportunity to go into firms and see amazing specialists that could do things that I didn't even know existed when we learned about them. For instance, we got one of the best passive solar architects in the country because Stu was working with the American Institute of Architects to pull together a program for teaching passive solar. We got one of the best specialists in rainwater harvesting, and he had done all kinds of programs out west, including an entire city. So our background gave us a different way of sort of going into the project and making it happen. And our job was really to pull together all these specialists to make a unique house.
Garden Atriums is clearly a unique new product. By adding a product such as this to your existing portfolio of residential offerings, you'd be adding something that has minimal risk and potentially huge gains. That's the mark of an industry leader.